Welcome you to the Federated Auto Parts 400 here today at the Richmond International Raceway, getting ready to go green for 40 laps of racing for our next to last race of the short tracks. This is race number 26 of the 2014 Spring Cup Series season, and we have the number 22 of Joey Logano starting on the pole alongside our point leader Matt Kenseth. Row 2 we have Denny Hamlin in the 11 and Eric Almirola in the 43. And running out the top 5 on row 3 is the 4 of Kevin Harvick. Coming to this day, 15 drivers are locked into the chase. 14 of them are our winners, and the other one is rookie Kyle Larson. Larson will make the chase via points. Right now, 5 drivers are going to be battling for the 16th spot, so they can get in the chase via points. They are Paul Menard, Clint Bowyer, Tony Stewart, Kyle Busch, and Kasey Kahne. Those 5 drivers are the only guys without a win that can make the chase by points. If you're somebody like Ricky Stenhouse, Brian Vickers, Jimmy Johnson, Martin Truex Jr., those guys must win this race. If they do not, they're not going to be in the chase. So far, we have passed 25 races in the season. One more race until we'll be hitting the playoffs. Let's go down trackside so we can get the most famous words in motorsports.
Drivers, start your engines!
I have my game volume down. I have my game volume a little bit low, so I'm not sure if you were able to hear that. But as the pace car will lead the field onto the racetrack so they can begin and complete the pace laps, we'll be back to take you to the green flag when we come back to Richmond. The Federated Auto Parts 400 about to go green. Here at Richmond, Joey Logano in the 22 and Matt Kenseth in the 20. Both 3-time winners this year are going to lead the field down to the green flag for 40 laps of racing. Our final race at Richmond on 2014. Green flag is out, and we're racing. They race off in the turn 1. Now Denny Hamlin on the inside of his teammate Kenseth. He'll clear him coming out of turn 2. Now he'll have a run on the 22 Logano entering turn 3. Harvick on the inside of Kenseth, bringing Bowyer along with them. When they come out of turn number 4, it's gonna be Paulson Logano leading lap number 1, but Hamlin right there on the inside for the lead. Now Bowyer goes by Harvick, bringing Kasey Kahne, Greg Biffle, and Keselowski in the 2 car. Hamlin clears Logano. Now Bowyer trying to get around the 22 Logano. Bowyer and Kahne has to win this race to make the chase. And we got a crash in the back. Kurt Busch, Kyle Larson, Jeff Gordon. A huge crash on the front straightaway. Paul Menard has rear end damage. Remember, Menard trying to make the chase by points, and we got some slow cars up ahead. Hopefully these guys won't run into them. And watch out for the 98. Keselowski almost spins out trying to avoid the 98. And a lot of cars damaged. Paul Menard, Landon Castle, Travis Quapple, Brian Vickers was involved. Jeff Gordon in the 24. A lot of front end damage on the 24. Gordon finished second in this race in the spring. Lost to his teammate Dale Jr. Let's see what happened. The 18 of Kyle Busch goes up on his side. And the 3 wide right here, but almost 4 wide if you count the 48. Johnson gets into Larson. Kind of makes some contact with the 41 of Kurt Busch. And Busch was already sideways before Larson even made contact. And Kyle Busch runs into Gordon, Casey Mears, David Gilliland, Brian Vickers, Michael Annette, Ryan Truex, Allgaier, Blaney, David Reagan, Josh Wise, and there's the 13 of Casey Mears. He's had a lot of good runs this year. Mears right now 26 in points from the TV2 angle camera. Right there, runs in the back of the 18 of Kyle Busch. Busch goes off the ground. Kyle Larson in the chase by points this year. The first rookie to make the chase since Denny Hamlin back in 2006. There's the 55. That's the 13 of Kasey Mears. And here's the race back to the line. Denny Hamlin, Joey Logano, and Kasey, Kahne, Keselowski, and Matt Kenseth, your top 5. And we'll be going back to green on lap number 7 of 40. We can tell you that some drivers have retired from the race. The 18 of Kyle Busch. Remember, Busch is 16th in points. The only way Kyle Busch could have made the chase is if he won tonight. And that means Kyle Busch will not make the chase for about the 4th time, I believe, in his career. The 24, Jeff Gordon, is out the race. Ryan Truex, Michael McDowell, and Kasey Mears are the 5 drivers out of the race. Landon Castle's coming off pit road. He has no hood. Let's give you a full field rundown before we go green in about a lap or 2. Denny Hamlin, your leader. Full Joey Logano, second. Kasey, Kahne, Brad Keselowski, and Matt Kenseth at the top 5. Kevin Harvick, Clint Bowyer, Greg Biffle, Marcus Ambrose, and his teammate Eric Almirola completing the top 10. Tony Stewart, Kurt Busch, Carl Edwards, Kyle Larson, and McMurray, Johnson, Allmendinger, Dillon, Earnhardt Jr., and Ron Newman. Right now, Paul Menard is 32nd, and Clint Bowyer is in 7th. And we're going to be going back to green around maybe lap 8 or 9. And it'll be lap 9. We were able to go about a lap or 2 without a caution. Okay, I kind of went a little bit too far, but we are green. Once again, now Kasey, Kahne on the inside for 2nd place on the inside of Logano. Has the 2-car Keselowski right behind him, and here comes Kahne for the lead. Keselowski's going to make it 3 wide. And to the lead goes the number 2 of Keselowski, the 2012 champion, up to the front. Now Harvick and Bowyer on the inside trying to pick up a few spots. 33rd Travis Kvapil is on pit road. And Costum's back out once again. And Keselowski will lead us back to the line. Bowyer 2nd and Kevin Harvick 3rd. And the 78 of Martin Truex just got put in the wall by the 31 of Ron Newman. And let's go back and see if we can get a replay of what brought out the 2nd caution of the day, involving the 98 of Josh Wise. And looks like the 55 of Ron Vickers. The 44 of JJ Yeley went up in the 55 and turned him. And Josh Wise got involved. Timmy Hill ran into the 98 of Wise. Timmy Hill has one more race in this 32 car, and that will be at Dover. That will be Timmy Hill's final race in this 32 car, and Wise, he just lost it. He didn't even run into the 44 or the 55. He just lost it, and yeah. And we have some pit stops. Keselowski will be the first car off pit road, and Clint Bowyer is going to lose the last one. So I've known this in some of my test races I've done, because this is like my 25th time trying to record this race. Bowyer has each time lost spots on pit road, not as much this time, but a lot of spots, so he lost right there. And Travis Kvapil should be 1 lap down, or at least at the tail end of the lead lap. Keselowski in the 2 car will be our leader when we go back green on lap number 15. Let's see. Having another extra lap, be lap 16. Matt Kenseth 2nd in the 20 car. Kevin Harvick, Joey Logano, and Kasey, Kahne, Denny Hamlin, Tony Stewart, Almirola, Jamie Johnson, and Carl Edwards for top 10. Austin Dillon, Kurt Busch, Clint Bowyer, Jamie McMurray, and AJ Allmendinger. Reed Sorensen, Ron Newman, Dale Jr., David Gilliland, and Marcus Ambrose. Paul Menard is now 26. Bowyer has to pick up a few more spots. About 6 more spots he needs to pick up as you're going to be going back to green. And Travis Quapple, the silver car in front of our leaders, Keselowski, Kenseth. Now Kenseth goes to the inside of Keselowski for the lead. And 33 is going to be an issue for some guys, and the 2's in the wall. All these guys trying to get around the 33. McMurray goes to the inside of Carl Everson, the 99. And with 3 wide up here, Kahne, Logano, and Kenseth. That's Harvick goes to the lead in that 4 car. Bringing Kasey Kahne in the 5 with him. Kasey Kahne has to win this race to make the chase. Because doing it on points is not going to get it done. And we have a caution on the track once again. Oh, there's a huge crash. McMurray and Menard is involved. Almirola in the 43 was up front. They're still wrecking up here. Kyle Larson, Martin Truex Jr., Ryan Newman's upside down. And both the Chip Ganassi cars of Kyle Larson, Jamie McMurray, J.J. Yeley, Ryan Newman, Justin Allgaier, Stenhouse, Truex, Menard, Michael Annett, Greg Biffle. And there's all the smoke coming out of that 42 car of Kyle Larson. This was a huge crash that actually took a few seconds to actually complete. And the crash happened up here with the 1, the 9, and the 43. Ambrose involved. And this looks a little weird. So Almirola came down, McMurray kind of came up, and they're going to end up doing a little spin right there. Comes back down the track. Kurt Busch gets involved, Marcus Ambrose. Paul Menard runs into the 1 car. Dave Blaney runs into the 27. But it's going to get even worse up here. I don't know if we're going to have any good views, so we're going to look at the helicopter view. Right there, Ryan Newman runs into pit road entrance wall. There's Stenhouse running into it. Newman, and oh, look at that 44 of J.J. Yeley. He just clobbered that in that wall right there. Tire barrier. Well, I don't even know what you call those. Oh, driver side first for the 44 of Yeley. That's got to be painful right there. Hope Yeley's okay in that 44 car. McMurray, Cole Witt, Timmy Hill, Kyle Larson. And some of these guys must have ran into. Truex got hit by Larson and Yeley. Gets rear-ended by Brian Vickers. And Paul Menard is out of the race. So that is big for the 27 car. Out of the race now are J.J. Yeley, Ryan Newman, Martin Truex, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Jamie McMurray, Paul Menard, Kyle Larson, Eric Almirola, Ryan Vickers, and David Reagan. 26 cars are remaining on track. Actually, 27 cars are on track. 26 on the lead lap. And a few guys, our leaders came down pit road, but some guys stayed out. So Reed Sorensen, Landon Castle, Joe Nemechek, Dave Blaney, and Cole Witt. They stayed out. Michael Annett was on pit road when the caution came out. That's why he's 7th. Kevin Harvick, Kasey Kahne, so was Allgaier, Matt Kenseth, Austin Dillon, and Jimmy Johnson, all your top 5 on new tires. Bowyer right now is 20th. Kasey Kahne, where's the 5 car? Right here, he's in 8th. So we are now past the halfway point in this race. Reed Sorensen, our leader, and even though I'm sure these guys are not going to be able to stay up front, this is still a great TV time for teams like Tommy Baldwin Racing. Sorensen in the lead, Michael Annett in 6th. Actually 7th. Hillman Racing's Landon Castle, Jay Robinson Racing, Randy Humphrey Racing, BK Racing. Here's H. Scott Motorsports' 51 car. A great TV time for the sponsors as well. Coming out, turn number 4 is going to be Sorensen, Castle, and Nemechek, your top 3. Here goes some of our leaders already passing 77 on Dave Blaney. Harvick's going to make it 3 wide. He's not wasting no time in that number 4 car. Harvick goes by Nemechek. Kahne, oh, watch out. The 26 is sideways off turn 4, and he's off pace. And Bowyer is in a... Oh, man, he's got to get out of here. He knows Menard's out the race. This is a great shot for Bowyer to make the chase by points. And up front, Sorensen's as we gap Kevin Harvick, Kasey Kahne, Austin Dillon, and Tony Stewart. Now your top 5. Harvick, though, is quicker though than the 36. And the caution's out once again. And Logano and David Gillen, Matt Kenseth involved in the caution. Austin Dillon up to 3rd. Hamlin, Stewart, Kahne. We got some guys up here though who are looking for their first win, like Dillon, like Stewart, like Kahne. So it's not going to be easy for Bowyer. Sorensen's outside the top 30 points, so even if he won or not, he wouldn't even be eligible to be in the chase. So let's see what happened to our Polson and Joey Logano and much more. Matt Kenseth, our outside pole center in the 20 car. It's going to turn Marcus Ambrose up into Dave Blaney. They spin out right in front of Kenseth, and he gets collected. And there's Logano in the 22, Landon Castle, Kurt Busch, David Gillen, Biffle, and Timmy Hill. Guys just trying to avoid this, and didn't really work out that great for them. And here is a 36 of Reed Sorensen coming down pit road. So great TV time though, able to lead a few laps here for that 36 car. And right now that will hand the lead over back to the 4 car of Kevin Harvick. And we're going to have about 10 to go when we go green. That will be on lap 31 of 40. Let's see where Clint Bowyer is currently running. 10th place, he was able to get it all the way up to 10th. So right now, Bowyer is in the chase. Menard is out. That's a 22-point swing right there. And Kasey Kahne, Austin Dillon, Tony Stewart looking for the first win of the year, and that could take away Bowyer's shot at the chase. So right now, Bowyer is pulling for Kevin Harvick or Denny Hamlin to stay up in front. AJ Allmendinger having a great run in 6th. Michael Annett, Carl Edwards, Hale Jr., and Clint Bowyer. Coming out, turn number 4 to get us back underway. Harvick leads us off in the turn 1. Dillon did not get a good jump. He has Denny Hamlin on his back bumper. And he's going to... Oh, he had a good run in turn 1, though. Here he comes to the inside of Kevin Harvick. Now Denny Hamlin, Tony Stewart. Now Hamlin makes it 3 wide. Tony Stewart in the 14's on the inside now of Harvick. Now Hamlin's going to slide up the track. Here comes Stewart to pounce in the 14. Kasey Kahne now trying to get third place away from Dillon. Coming out, turn for the cautions out once again. Man. So right now, Denny Hamlin out in front, and looks like the caution may have came out for the 9 of Marcus Ambrose, and possibly the 66 of Joe Nemechek. Yes, it was. And Nemechek on the inside of Marcus Ambrose. Right there, gets a little loose underneath Ambrose, slides up into the 9, and they both end up spinning out, and no reason for a caution, but you know, this is NASCAR we're talking about, so. 35. Let's see, you're going to have about maybe 4 to go, I say. Or 3 to go. Yes, it will be 3 laps remaining. Denny Hamlin out in front. Tony Stewart, Kasey Kahne, Austin Dillon, Kevin Harvick, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Carl Edwards, Jimmy Johnson, AJ Allmendinger, and Justin Allgaier, your top 10. Bowyer, Michael Annett, Keselowski, Logano, and give a call to Josh Watts. Even though that car is completely damaged, he's still in this race right now inside the top 15. So right now, Tony Stewart, Kasey, Kahne, Austin Dillon, they know this is their shot to make the chase. Stewart has the best shot. Bowyer pulling for Denny Hamlin. There'll be 3 to go. Denny Hamlin will get us back underway. 3 laps remaining at Richmond. And Stewart did not get the best jump. Neither does Kasey, Kahne. Johnson to the inside of Carl Edwards entering turn 1. And Stewart's going to have a great run on Denny Hamlin coming off turn 2. And we got a crash in the back. Crashing, this is going to be the race right here to the line. Denny Hamlin out in front of Tony Stewart. And Denny Hamlin gets him at the line. And this could have just gave Denny Hamlin the 2nd win of the year. And where is Clint Bowyer? Boyer's going to end up 9th. So that could very well benefit the 15 car of Clint Bowyer. And we're just talking about the 98 of Josh Wise on pit road. And we also saw the 3 car of Austin Dillon come down pit road. Let's see what happened to the 98. And David Gillen is going to turn Travis Quapple up into Josh Wise. And Wise goes up on the side, up in the fence. And I believe that there was more than one crash, I believe. Mike Lynette spinning. Dillon wasn't able to make it on field. And oh, here's the other crash back here, Kenseth, and I knew there was another crash. And Cole Witt on the inside of Matt Kenseth overdrove it, came up into the 20 car. It's Kurt Busch, Timmy Hill, Landon Castle. And then Mike Lynette must have got turned by somebody. He went up in the outside wall. Followed the 11 of Denny Hamlin. On the last lap, Tony Stewart, Kasey, Kahne. If Hamlin is able to stay out in front, he is going to pick up his 2nd win of the year. First one came at Talladega. He started up front, and that's where he's going to finish up front. The number 11 of Denny Hamlin wins at Richmond, and Clint Bowyer in the 15 car has raced his way into the chase for the NASCAR Sprint Cup of 2014. And I don't know what these guys are trying to do. And Tony Stewart, the only shot he had at making the chase was to win the race, and he's going to come up that close to making it. Tony Stewart not in the chase for 2014 either is Kasey, Kahne, Kyle Busch, Paul Menard. It is the 15 of Clint Bowyer and the 42 of Kyle Larson that will make the chase by points. Kasey, Kahne will be 3rd, Kevin Harvick and Dale Jr. David Gilliland somehow ended up 6th. AJ Allmendinger, Carl Edwards, Clint Bowyer, and Jimmy Johnson your top 10. Jimmy Johnson not making the chase for the first time in his Cup Series career. Keselowski, Allgaier, Logano, Sorensen, Annette, Kenseth, Timmy Hill, Ambrose, Biffle, and Kurt Busch. And a tough break for Austin Dillon, 21st, after running out front. But this has been one hell of a race here at Richmond. And Denny Hamlin picks up his 2nd win of the year. And that will put him somewhere on the chase grid. I don't know where. So that is all here from Richmond. Here comes the official chase seed order. I don't even know what you call it. The highest chase seed where everybody will be entering the points, chase points, entering Chicagoland Speedway next week. Goodbye, everyone, and we'll see you next week at Chicago.